Greetings, everyone. This is Jimmy Warren with ArkanTalk, presented by Arkansas Times. It's not every day that you get to talk to a former mayor about gentrification and the planning that goes on in Central Arkansas, but we're here with the CEO of Metroplan, Tab Townsell. That'll work. Thank you again, Tab, for coming on ArkanTalk. Thank you so much for sitting down with us. For those who don't know, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am Tab Townsell. I'm the Executive Director of Metroplan, which is the Metropolitan Planning Organization for transportation, planning, not much money, for Central Arkansas, the four-county region that encompasses Central Arkansas.
So a lot of planning and things going on, and a little bit of a rumor that I heard. Is there any interest in forming public transportation that connects Faulkner County to Pulaski County?
There's always that desire to connect up the outlying regions, whether it's Faulkner County or Saline County or Lonoke County. The viability of it is a much different story, a much different discussion. It's extremely expensive. We're not at that level yet, and capturing the ridership to the point of disembarkment for the transit is not easy, because most of our outlying region, Conway included, has been built in a suburban model, which does not easily support transit.
Absolutely.
So the success of transit, if you were to get it built at a high expense, is very questionable.
I got you.
So there's always a discussion. It's just getting to reality it's a much different story.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Recently in the media, there's been this hot button buzzword called gentrification. In your own definition from the planning side, what is gentrification?
Gentrification is when a region of a city, usually, starts getting the reinvestment, people coming back into it that perhaps once moved off, interest back into it, to where you get investment back into the properties, whether they're remodeling old or building new back in those neighborhoods, and it's residential. That's what gentrification involves. And by doing that, raise the prices of rents adjacent to the really revitalized or reinvested properties, or raise the property taxes associated with that. And by raising the rents and raising the property taxes, that drives out the existing, usually lower income residents that they no longer can afford where they live. That's what's deemed as gentrification.
Gotcha. So when a lot of people think that gentrification may be a good or a bad thing, kind of depends on what eye that you're looking at it. What do you think? Why do you think gentrification is best for what we see going down in North Little Rock and other parts around Pulaski County?
Okay, I really don't like the term gentrification in terms of, because it does come with negative connotations. I do think we have a variety of things being lumped together that have to be considered as part of the whole.
Right.
Is it bad for people to be forced out of a neighborhood because of rising prices? Yes. That creates a problem as to where else they're going to live. No question is that a problem. If that's further out, further away from where services can be arranged on foot, or transit be picked up, yes, that's a huge problem, because our system is really, if it's not a car, it's very much dependent upon being close to the center of things where more options are available. On the other hand, if you look at, are we just going to write off certain areas of our communities and not invest in them again and let them continue to, run the value of those properties down, and the value of those people holding those properties, if they own their own homes, let them run into the ground? That's not a good thing either, particularly when the public has invested in the infrastructure out in front of that, the roads, the sidewalks, the utilities, and it's just that much more expensive to keep on building further afield. So you do want to invest back in and re-inhabit those area of towns where perhaps we're seeing vacant lots and dilapidated houses with no one living in them. So you've got a number of things going. Part of them are good and part of them are bad. And you really can't address that with pronouncing a whole, a social migration as wrong or right. You have to deal with the two component parts.
Absolutely.
And so I think we have to break it down into that way.
Absolutely. The millennials, myself included, we've had a strong outpush of entrepreneurship spirit. For those who want to get involved in planning and want to match that with their entrepreneurship business aspirations, what advice would you give to them?
I would say certainly get involved in your local community. There's always ways to plug in. They're always looking for someone to serve on planning commissions. Some people hate that. I actually enjoyed it when I served on a planning commission. But get involved in your community. Learn the rules, not only just of how to develop, but learn the whys and hows that go into creating a better world. I'm not one of these people that automatically believe that business automatically saves everything. I think it's a good combination of people, of the economic systems that we have, and government regulation that creates a better community. But get involved more than just in the business aspects of it. Get involved in the community side of things. Get involved in the human side of things, the social side of things, and try to be part of the conversation, to be part of a better community. Because there's some very particular rules and regulations and processes you have to go through, very in-depth codes to deal with zoning or planning or street construction and design. There's a host of things that go into that. And those choices matter. Your built environment, for example, in my job, shapes the transportation system. You can't hardly go out and ask for one type of transportation system, such as a transit system to Conway, when you have no consideration of how that transportation system lands either in Conway or in downtown Little Rock. You've got to worry about the ends of that trip, not just the middle. And that involves dealing with the land development that supports the transportation, actually creates the transportation system. So you've got to get a holistic view of everything, and you're not going to do that sitting back. You've got to get involved.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Tab, thank you so much for all you're doing. Thank you for the work that you've put in previously and the work that you're doing here at Metroplan. We greatly appreciate it. That's the end of our interview here. You can check out Metroplan online, give them a like on Facebook. We'll be sure to add those links, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you.